Hello, if anyone's joining me. Sorry, I was a minute late. Um, I was all ready to go, and the front door, someone knocked at the front door. It was a delivery, and if you don't answer it, they put a note on the door. Then you've got to go all the way up to the post office. So I thought I'll just quickly answer that, but it is all good. So, what I wanted to talk about today was that you are Neo from the Matrix. So if you're here, jump on, comment where you're from. I would love to hear from you, where you're from. So please, jump in the chat and comment, and let's have a conversation on here. It's not just me talking to you. Hello from New Zealand, awesome, just across the pond. So if you have questions or things that you want to talk to me about, put it in the comments, because we can have a conversation here. So welcome. It is a cold winter morning here, not cold to probably New Zealand or other parts of the world, but it is cold enough for me. Oh, hey there from New York. Yes, I commented on your replied to your comment yesterday. I love New York. It was such a cool place to visit. So many little rabbit holes and things to explore. And it was, just really quite incredible. Very cool place. I'm yet to actually go around more of New Zealand. I really want to. I want to start with Queenstown and then do a big trip around. But I have dropped into their Auckland and Christchurch. I actually used to be a flight attendant. So I have been into New Zealand, just in and out, just popped in and out. And so I'm so looking forward to seeing more of the place. A lot of the places that I used to travel to, I couldn't really see a lot just in the vicinity. Only see what was in the immediate circle there. So I know the energetic upgrades. Oh my God, like I have been feeling so tired, and I actually did have the flu, and I think it was actually I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but the thing that kind of popped up in 2020. I'm not really sure what I'm allowed to say on here or not. I think I had that because I had it before, and it felt the same. The headaches felt the same, and then the fatigue. So I'm not sure if it was the fatigue that I was feeling from that, or if it's a combination of both. I'm a Capricorn, and my astrologer friend told me, the moon's in Capricorn. I'm actually a double Capricorn, so a lot of Capricorn energy there somewhere. I also have a lot of Sag energy as well. Let me know what star signs you guys are. Not that I live my life by it, but it's always interesting. You do find certain things that are in alignment sometimes. So, I wanted to jump on Sag here. Yeah, I love Saggies. Always fun. One of my best friends is a Sag, and she's just a scream. She's so much fun. And my son is a Sag as well. So what I wanted to talk about today is how you are Neo from the Matrix. And I love Taurians. Oh my God. Yeah. My sister and a couple of my best friends are Taurians as well. Such a fantastic trilogy. I think there's 3, right? Matrix. Anyway, I've seen all of them and I love them all. Let me know if you've seen them all and if you didn't like, because there's some people that like one of them and not the other, or they didn't think that one was as good as the other. But I found that all of them held things that I could relate to with what was going on and what is happening within the matrix of your mind, which I talk about. And yeah, just the external matrix of the world, the creation of the structures and what we're living in. So yeah, I really wanted to go in, and something that I'm so passionate about is not just coming on here and sharing things that I know. I'm also very open to learning from others. As I always say, usually say on my videos, is that I'm very much a student. I'm a guide, but I'm such a student at the same time. And I think if we didn't admit that, then I don't know why we would be here if we didn't have things to learn. So yeah, I have just got off track there for a second. Yeah, I know. I need to rewatch them all again. They're incredible. So yeah, so sorry. Something I'm very passionate about is to not only teach and share what I know, but it's for you. It's for whoever resonates with this channel and feels like I'm offering them something to learn from. It's to help us all see and all grow and empower ourselves and leave the matrix. If we know what the matrix is, then we can leave it and we can empower ourselves and stop going along in this reality as if we're waiting for someone to save us, or if we're waiting for things to change passively. This is not what this reality is about. This reality is about knowing the self. It's about truly knowing within what you're capable of and how you can be really distracted with who you are. And so there is a plenty of distractions at the moment. So yeah, lots of color pills. Yeah. So many distractions. Like I've just recently, so at the beginning of the year, I went off Instagram and Facebook for about 6 months because I was just feeling like, you know, I couldn't find the sense of community there. I just felt like people just go on there and stalk you, and just they're curious and nosy, I guess, but also like just they just want to be in the know. I also was feeling like it was a very stale app. I felt like people were numbing out to it, and I felt like it wasn't empowering. There's a lot of advertisements on there, and I think it's a great app for that. You can reach a lot of people. It's certainly like a search engine these days, and so I think it's great for a lot of reasons. But I was just feeling like I'm not getting what I need from this place. And I don't agree with the censorship, which was happening. A few of my friends had lost their accounts with no ways of getting them back. And, just a few things were happening around censorship. It was heavy, heavy censorship. And so I just kind of boycotted a little bit, and then I came back. So after 6 months, I came back and, was having fun for a couple of months. And yeah, I'm just feeling again like it's not it for me. I feel like it's distracting. I feel like I'm quite good at managing my input and what I get distracted with. However, I still get distracted. And so, yeah, I've just been feeling like my community isn't on here on Instagram. I use Facebook just for my group to hold the container of the mystery school that I run, which is a membership. And so that's all I use that for. But I just was feeling like there's just so many distractions on here that really, it was taking the idea that I had to be on there for my business and to show up in these platforms to kind of be seen was kind of distracting, and it was making me feel like I was, I guess, in a way, a little bit of a slave to a slave to it, because I felt like I had to be on there and post. And to be honest, I don't want more to do. And so this is why I'm loving this community at the moment, because you guys engage with me. People are watching long form content, and I love jumping on and just riffing like this. I was feeling like Instagram and even TikTok, I guess, I was kind of having fun on there for a bit, but I'm thinking it's not for me either. I just want to keep it simple, be on here, post. I've got my podcast as well, and I just feel like that's enough to do with my mailing list, and I just feel like it's plenty to do. And I'm just loving being here with you guys. So it's just awesome. You guys are so reciprocal, and that's what I've been looking for, is community. I don't want followers. I want community, and I want us all to kind of build each other up and share stuff with each other. I'm not into the follower um subscription. I want to make sure that we're all empowering ourselves so that we're all leaders of our own reality. So yeah, I know, Soul Vampire. Yeah, that's right. Like, we did choose this. We definitely chose this. And I think if you're awake to what this is, then you're not going to be trapped in this reality. But we have come here to forget who we are, to remember again, to empower ourselves even more and get out of this construct of, um, there's many entrapments here that you could go down if you're not careful. So, oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, what a great guy, Jeff. Oh, what a great guy. He saw another interview and he reached out to me. And yeah, just such a lovely person, such a lovely guy. And I'm actually finding that a lot, that people are really resonating now with leaders of integrity and just genuine authenticity. And I'm loving that, because I have to be honest, like, for a long time, I would see all these amazing healers and guides with like super refined marketing, and they would get all the attention, and it wasn't necessarily the attention that I wanted. It was, I just want to help people. And so I was noticing that all of these people were getting lots of attention. I just think that's been a bit interesting. I think it's where our consciousness was at. It's like bright, shiny things, and also looking external for answers, and, bright, shiny objects, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to leave it there. But yeah, it's definitely being to service to others. It is all about that. And I can tell you right now that anything that's not of that will fall away. So people that haven't built their business or anything structure with a foundation of truth and authenticity, it is going to burn to the ground. It's not a legacy impact. It's not something that we're moving towards. It's actually what we're moving away from. So yeah, it's here's a cheers to all the empowered and leaders that work with integrity and serve for the greatest good of all. It's not service to self. So I don't know if you guys have read The Law of One. He talks about service to self and service to others. So yeah, that's going to be very apparent in the future with how everyone's showing up. And all of our BS meters are going to be like pinging, we're going to be so tuned in to BS now. It's just not going to hold people that speak, like you're going to see it straight away. And I'm noticing in myself, I'm catching things like that, like very quickly. And even people that aren't on this path of personal development or whatever, they're actually going to notice it too. They might not be conscious of it, but they're going to notice that these things are just happening. They'll just go, no, something doesn't feel right. So yeah, the matrix, it's all about empowerment. So showing you that you are the one, you actually are the one, you're Neo. He goes through the movie really removing distractions from everything in his life and like coming to the truth, seeing that this is a distraction, that's a distraction. I just remembered the lady in the red dress and walking past. It's like there's distraction upon distraction. And I am seeing so many different types of distractions. So one I have noticed, which, as you guys know, I question everything. So someone I came across on YouTube was talking about um Thoth and the tablets and how it's not really what it's cracked up to be, and providing all this information about how it's, who he was. And I thought, oh, wow, I haven't heard this before. Like, this is interesting. I'm always open to being shown the truth. And yeah, I kind of went down a bit of I wouldn't say a rabbit hole, but I watched a couple of things about this. But my intuition was just saying, no, this isn't my truth, because I know from reading the Emerald Tablets and going into the teachings, it's not really about the messenger, it's actually about the message. And I know what this information has done for me. I know what it has awoken within me. And it's not that I follow these things and go, oh, this is the truth. I feel it deep in my body, deep in my bones, in my system. And this is how we can use these things as a marker. And so, it was just a fun little exploration, I guess. But I'm all about finding truth. I don't really care how it comes. So if something contradicts that, I'm okay to come on here and say, yep, this is not my truth anymore. I found this information out. I'll always come back and report to you guys that, yeah, this is not true for me anymore. So yeah, there's just so many distractions. And it's coming even in, and I speak about this a lot in media, alternative media. So like there's so many channels that are amazing for sharing information that people need to see. So people do need to see things that of corruption. I think it gets to a point where you probably don't need to watch it anymore, because you kind of know the scope. Like, yeah, I'm getting a general idea that we've been told is not correct. But if you stay in that, you will get trapped in this whole, you'll get trapped, you'll get distracted from coming within and keeping on discovering what's within you. So, yeah, a lot of these messages can come from fear if you stay in that. But I have noticed that a lot of these channels are sharing information like that. But like I said, it's got its place for people that need to see that. But then it can be distracting in the way that you get stuck on the actual information and the intricacies of what's behind the scenes. Whereas I don't actually think we're supposed to know all of that. And how could we actually know every piece of information until we hear every single whistleblower come out and talking about specific things? But at the end of the day, it's about showing us what's not true so that we can focus on what is true. So that's got its job in showing us what's not true. Then our job is actually to, if you feel called to help and serve in that area, then go forth and do that. And this is the part where I feel like this community is quite passive at times, and they feel like someone else is just going to handle that. If you have a calling to go and feed the homeless, or to go and help something with yeah, I'm careful of my words here. Ugh, it's hard sometimes because I don't know how to explain something with children. Go and do what you feel called to help with, because that's where things change. It's a calling on your heart. You just feel so inspired to actually go and help in that space. It's not thinking that someone else is going to come in and save. It's about listening into your intuition and what is being called up for you to help with the shift, and remaining open-minded but diligent. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think there's a lot of people that are getting distracted with knowledge at the moment, and information. People are actually addicted to knowledge and knowing and information. And again, like, everything has its place, right? But if that's all we're trying to attain, then we're still actually distracted, because there's so much that we can uncover within. And this is the thing that I love so much about The Matrix. Oh, I've explored some really good movies lately. I had never seen Interstellar before, and someone responded with another interview that I did. And because I used to have this recurring dream about being stuck in between dimensions, this was after my near death experience. And a bunch of people commented, "Oh, yes, like Interstellar." So, yeah, I'd watched that and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And then I watched Donnie Darko the other night. That was awesome too, to kind of go back. I love movies, especially movies like that. Avatar, one of my favorite movies of all time. Love to hear your movie recommendations, because, there's a lot that I haven't seen, I'm sure. So, yeah, this is what I love about The Matrix, is it is showing us, if you can look beyond, and I know you guys are probably very good at that, is looking beyond the surface level information in these movies. It's like, well, what's it really saying? So the downloading of the programs and accessing all that information is exactly what we can do. The internet is actually a less intelligent manifestation of what we're actually capable of. And that sounds crazy, because there's so much information on the internet, and wow, like, even what's it called? Like Chat GPT. That's like the new internet, right? But it is a vast amount of information. But this is showing us, this is a distraction too. And I love using Chat GPT for certain things, and AI. I'm not against anything like that. I actually channeled a message from Thoth talking about AI, because I know it was on a lot of people's minds about like, what's the go here. AI itself is not negative or not evil. It is a tool, and it's a tool to be used wisely. And this is what he said. It was, we have to learn how to use these tools wisely. And the way that we can do that is by really making sure that we're going within first, and we're knowing the self first. But we have to come at these tools with a level of spiritual maturity. And this is why the message came through from him, which was awesome. about how this was part of the downfall of Atlantis, was because they let these tools run over their spiritual maturity. So that's why. And so this is why he came through to share. This is just like, it's awesome because we're learning from history, right? And there's so many people channeling and sharing information, and it's just awesome. I just love all of it. I just love that we're all working together like busy little bees, just trying to uncover the truth and help each other. So this is what he was saying, is like, learn from this time in history. This is what we did wrong, was we didn't have the spiritual maturity, which I know and I feel deeply that we are becoming that. I really don't feel like AI will be an issue. I know some people will probably take it to another level because we've kind of been taught to be lazy and to not think for ourselves and to have everything at convenience. So it's one of those things where, we have to kind of pull ourselves back and go, okay, let's not get lazy. Let's not let this machine think for us, because then we just lose our minds to these tools. And then, it's a lot of work to kind of come back to that. So yeah, I love that. Your guides rock your world. Who are your guides? Who's your spirit team? AI. Yeah. Yeah, nuclear weapons. Yeah, that's another topic. I think, yeah, that's always been here. Again, like having to utilize that and not just, yeah. It depends who's using it. It's like the pew-pews. Um, Again, not sure what I'm allowed to say on here and what I'm not, but it's who is holding those tools and what the intention of that person is that's using these tools. It's not the tool itself. So yeah, the internet is just showing us what we can do, but actually way better. There's so much information that we haven't even begun to uncover that's within, and we'll be shown. There's, like I say all the time, there's a lifetime of knowledge and understanding that we have to explore. It's enough to keep us busy for the rest of our lives and more. So yeah, you can access all these programs like Neo did. It's just like, shoving in these discs and these programs that give us access to this information. I don't know if you guys have experienced, just being somewhere and then you'll just get this drop package of information where you just know things. And you're like, I don't know how I know it, but I just know all this information. It's not like, I actually heard someone describe this the other day and it was perfect. I didn't know how to articulate it, but she said, it's like I get these packages of information, and not that I can express it straight away. Like, say, for example, I get a package of this information now. I won't just go and write down the things because I know that the information and the program's there, but I don't know how to put it into words. But if someone asked me a question about it, I would be able to answer. And when she said that, I was like, yes, that's exactly what it's like. Because it's, sometimes I feel like I want to write down this information, but then it's too much. There's too much that I've received. But I know that if someone asks me a question about something, I'll go, oh, yeah, no, I know that it's that. And it's just a knowing that you feel. It's not like, yeah, it's just a knowing. So, yeah, you can download all this information as well. And something I love talking about as well is the beating Mr. Smith, from this movie. He figures out that it's actually him that's, holding himself in this, holding himself captive, or, fighting against something. It's actually him reflected. And so I think this is just such a cool message because, as I explained in my video yesterday, a lot of people in this community feel like they're a victim to circumstances and what's going on in the world. And to an extent, we're learning and we're empowering ourselves to get out of these structures and systems. And, we're having to be patient with other people setting up new structures so that we can move forward positively. But it's the mental part of it, the mental part that you actually think that these people are in power. Like, there's a portion of that that's true, but the biggest piece of this is that you're actually allowing that to happen. Like, okay, so this is what I love getting people to ponder on. I'm just going to have a sip. If you have any questions or anything you want to add, please drop it in the comments. If all of us overnight decided to not pay tax, which I think is a brilliant idea. I'm not bold enough to do it on my own, but like, we need to kind of band together and do that. But if all of us decided overnight that we're not going to do that, can you imagine the ripple effect that that would have? Can you imagine what that would change? So this just proves, and we've seen it with other things, people are blocking roads with trucks and, saying no and protests and all of that. They're taking it to a level where it's like, no, we're not moving until this thing gets changed. If we all did this, we would change things like overnight. So we do have the power. It's just that a lot of the thing that stops us is that a lot of us aren't brave enough to actually do it. And that's including myself. Like, you want to know that if you're going to do it, you need a group behind you, like an army behind you to kind of carry this plan out, So we do need plans to do that. But yeah, I'm just expressing how much power we actually have. And, we're seeing this in increments coming through now. So many people are, so for example, with social media, when I was feeling, I guess, a little bit defeated that people were getting censored, I also started getting shadow banned. I didn't have a big account, but I was obviously saying something that wasn't okay. And I was feeling a bit defeated, like, and I wanted to boycott the platforms. But then I kind of came in with this mindset of, no, like, this is like that. And I saw the image of Mr. Smith where he keeps cloning himself to kind of to combat Neo. And that's the image that came to my mind. It's like, no, if someone tells me I can't do something, I'm usually the type of person that goes, okay, well, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna kind of like prove you wrong there. Or it drives me. It's a driver. I don't know if that's a Capricorn thing or not, but it drives me more than the opposite. So yeah, that's what came to my mind. Now, I've since realized that I don't want to be on there. That's for other reasons though. But I'll work around words, and I think a lot of us are doing that now to show, no, we're sticking to our guns. We're still going to be here. You're not going to kick us down. And we're going to be here, and we're going to share it with each other if we're shadow banned, and we're going to support each other through this time. So this, yeah, we have so much power. It's just that majority of the time we don't have the courage to actually carry things out or stick up. But that's definitely changing. And the amount of courage that we are building is becoming more and more and more. So That's another thing. That's kind of all I wanted to talk about, really. I just wanted to come on and really remind us, or have a community chat about how we are so empowered and how we're so much like Neo. If we just take a leaf out of his book and, go back and watch the movies and gain the courage to stick with this. And this is one of the things too, is like, this process really feels quite long. This awakening, shifting process, it can feel long and drawn out. And at times, I can feel people losing hope. I just feel it in the field. That's when I usually kind of jump on and share messages like this. It's like, oh, we're so tired. I get this feeling that people are just tired and they just feel like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. But it's people like me, like you guys, having conversations in your own circles, like, no, keep going, like, things are changing. And this is the thing that I always tell people when people are losing hope. I always encourage them to look for the changes that are happening. So, not to see all the injustices, because, to be honest, these things have been happening for such a long time. It's just that they're coming out now. But look for the changes. Look, there's something called a RAS, RAS. It's reticular, I think it's reticular articulation system. And inside your mind, you will find evidence for what you believe. So if you can tune your RAS into looking and seeing the solutions, you will see more and more and more evidence of this happening. It will give you more hope, more encouragement to keep moving forward. So, oh, so sorry. It's a part of my perimenopause symptoms is throat clearing. It's pretty insane sometimes. Yeah, oh my God, 100%, Christopher. Oh, I have said this till I'm blue in the face that, yeah, compassion for all. I really dislike, and I want to discourage anyone from poking fun at people that are misguided or that can't see the truth. I really want to discourage this, because it's a trap. This is a trap in separation. And I just can't speak it enough to say we just cannot go there. It's not unity. We can come to a place where we actually acknowledge and accept what people are believing, where they're at on their journey. Like I always say, there's enough for us to worry about personally than to worry about what everyone else is doing. Like, if they don't get it, it's okay. If they don't understand you, if they don't want to hear from you, stop trying. They're not going to hear it from you. Do you think everybody listened to what Jesus said, even though he was so wise? He went traveling and, received all this information. Do you think everybody wanted to learn from him? No, it was quite the opposite. So stop talking to the people that do not hear you and have compassion. I love that you said that, because it is very important. It's a huge part of my message, is that where this community is calling themselves awake, but then this kind of behavior is far from it. It's promoting separation, and it's promoting ego. And yeah, it's just not where we're moving towards, or we want to move towards, is unity. So it's just not it. So yeah, please come to a place where you can accept that some people don't want to know this information. They don't want to wake up. Some of them feel it. And I know there's people in my circle that feel it, but they are too scared to go there. Leave them. You don't know what their plans are. It might happen a week before that it's their time to leave this planet. You have no idea what their path looks like and what they need to learn along the way. So this is something that we can't be in control of, and we shouldn't try and be in control of it. As I said, there's enough to learn within you and what you're capable of, what your potential is, what your gifts are, your mission is, to keep you busy for a lifetime. So we don't need to worry about other people. If people are ready to hear it, then go nuts, but you'll know and you'll feel it. But it is a waste of your energy to try and wake people up if they're not hearing you. What's that verse in the Bible? Do not cast pearls before the swine, or something like that. It's so, like, just don't go there. There's people in my immediate circle that argue about certain points of view, and I'm like, one's speaking Spanish and the other one's speaking Chinese. Like, if you're not on the same frequency or the same level of open-mindedness, that same level of consciousness, then you're going to be speaking different languages. So I hope you enjoyed today's chat. If you want me to talk about anything else, like, send me a line, send me an email. I've got a mystery school open, which is a monthly membership. It's very affordable. It's amazing value. So I share classes, so with Q&A, channeled healings, and also channeled sessions. Then there's prizes and other things that I share, interviews with special guests every 2 to 3 months. So there's lots going on there. If you want to see more about that, you can see through the links through my YouTube. So that's it. If you want to donate as well, feel free to do that. I never expect anything, but it's there if someone feels like they want to share gratitude. I know I've done that with people in the past. So anyway, love you guys. Thank you for showing up and conversing with me. And I hope to see you in the next live that I do. I'll be jumping on here more often. But stay empowered. Go and learn something that you're capable of, or tap into some kind of information that is going to really empower you on your journey. So thank you. And I'll see you soon.